Sit back, strap in, and get ready for After Hours with TC Restani. This is Abigail Harwich, executive producer, welcoming you to the show. And now, TC Restani!
Alrighty there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the After Hours with TC Restani, the podcast. I'm TC Restani, emanating from the Palatial Podcast Penthouse, and we are here for another episode of After Hours with TC Restani. I'm here with my esteemed panel of experts. I'm going to start on my left-hand side this week. Going over here, the host himself of The Rundown with CJ. We're talking about nothing other than CJ.
What's going on, brother?
Oh, what's got a lot going on here, brother? Got a lot going on, brother. Speaking of brothers, person I've known longer than anybody on the planet on this podcast, the one and the only South Boston Jeff.
Hey, it's good to be here as always.
Howard is leaving the building, our executive consultant on the program. He's got a big night ahead of him. Thanks, Howard. There he goes.
What's he doing? Nice round of applause for Howard.
I can't tell you. Big round of applause for Howard. And of course, my mentor, wearing his coonskin cap inside the Palatial Podcast Penthouse, the one and the only Ricky Bittman.
It's a special occasion, so, I figured, what the hell?
It is a special occasion. Quincy Briscoe's roaming around as usual. He'll pop in at the end of the program.
He's all dressed up tonight.
He is all dressed up because he just recorded Quincy Briscoe's Batcast.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, another episode in the can.
He's looking dapper as always, and we'll get into that later on in the program. Well, Quincy just roaming around here like a buzzard.
He looks like he just got out of Men's Warehouse. Look at that suit.
Look at that. Nice suit, Quince.
Oh, thank you.
All right, we'll get into that suit later. You go back over your perch over there. Make sure no one comes into the Palatial Podcast.
Just like Dr. Shrinker.
Yeah, well, he's a madman with an evil mind.
Dr. Shrinker.
Isn't that the Quentin Tarantino get-up?
It could be.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like he just rolled out of a coffin somewhere in that thing, though.
I'm reading his book right now, speaking of Quentin Tarantino.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, what's it called again?
I don't know.
I'm sorry.
Autobiography?
He writes about movies of the 70s, and each chapter is a different movie that he picked, like Deliverance, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm trying to think. I'm reading it.
It'll come back.
It'll come back. Got it out of the library, too.
A library?
Yeah, because I'm trying to, the Winnie Bagel, I don't have room for bookcases and stuff. So library, you go in there, right?
I haven't been in one since the 80s.
They give
Cinema
Cinema
speculation.
Speculation. Check it out if you haven't checked it out already. But you go in the library, right? Free. They'll give you a book, and they'll just tell you when to bring it back.
Really?
It's amazing.
Is it like that Riff commercial? Remember Riff
Reading is fundamental.
All right, Riff, box 23004, Washington, D.C.
Or in a vacuum.
Remember that kid who was down by the river going, I don't know what he was saying, but
who takes a book down to the river? That's something very unsavory about
New
that.
York. It was in New York.
Yeah, they're by the dirty river.
Like in 74 or
He was
something.
in quite a hurry, too.
It's all
to get
bodies
there.
floating by him and everything.
Yeah, hypodermic needles.
Ed Asner.
Ed Asner was going by?
Wasn't he in he was in the Riff commercial, wasn't he?
Riff? Ed Asner?
What's when the girl goes, he goes, hey, you're pretty smart. How'd you get so smart?
Reading.
Wasn't that Riff?
I believe that was a Riff commercial.
Okay, well, I didn't see that Riff one.
I didn't realize it
was
was Ed Asner. I wasn't quite a Mary Tyler Moore fan back there, though.
Every now and then when my wife says something remotely, Tosh Lynn says something remotely intelligent, I'll always say, hey, you're pretty smart. How'd you get so smart?
Did she go Riff?
She'll say reading.
Oh, okay, well.
She's trained.
How's the book? You like the book?
Book's excellent. And like I said, he takes different movies from the 70s and he just dissects them. And he talks about the movie Joe with Peter Boyle, which is something everybody should see.
That's one of my favorites, yeah.
And he kicks off with that in just really good stuff.
Maybe that's him calling right now.
I think we've got a live call into the show. It's actually my mom, so I'm not going to...
Oh, that's nice.
You going to take the call or are you going to put it on hold?
No.
Wow. I'm going to say, well, yeah.
This is live on the air.
It is.
I found dirty books.
No, Mom, I'm doing my podcast right now.
I got a subscription to Riff for you, Jeff.
Yep.
How'd you get so horny?
Reading. No, it's,
Oh, man.
You got to take a little shit when you come when your mother calls you. Come on now.
Drinks
Yeah,
up.
you can't just, that would have been, like, I can't be disrespectful live on the air.
Okay, if my mother calls, I have to take it. If she's calling long distance, I got to take it.
You're a lucky man, Jeff.
You know what she's going to say?
Oh, my God.
I can't believe what you had on your computer.
What'd you do to the house?
A Jason mask.
Love it.
Oh, my stuff is gone. Unbelievable. Speaking of that, we're looking at a Jason mask over there. I'm going to post a picture if you're watching this on YouTube. We went and saw Jeff and I and CJ over the past weekend. We went to Silver Screams 3 at the DCU Center in Worcester, Massachusetts, formerly known as the Worcester Centrum. And they had an unbelievable horror con. And that hockey mask right there is signed by Sean S. Cunningham, the creator of Friday the 13th.
That's cool.
That's like meeting George Lucas of Crystal Lake.
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable guy. You can see pictures on the screen right now of both CJ and South Boston Jeff getting stuff respectively signed by Sean S. Cunningham.
Yeah, I soaked them. I got two signatures on my machete, but that machete is full. It's only got room for like one more signature, and I'm going to get it in a couple of months. October 15th, I'll be trying for none other than Corey Feldman.
Corey Feldman.
No, are they signed on both sides? The machete?
No. Actually, one side is strictly Friday the 13th signatures, and the other side is Danny Trejo.
Oh, I
and
see.
he writes machete.
Because you can display it like that, but if it's signed on both sides,
Signed on both sides.
Right.
It's very impressive. Very impressive. Yeah. So we have a lot to talk about on this episode of the After Hours of TC Restani, the podcast, but we mentioned it already, so why don't we get into it? Going to the Silver Screams, your first con in 6 years, CJ.
I know it.
And what did you think about your first horror con?
Where do I start? My mind was blown as soon as I went in the door.
Why was that?
Well, because we made a beeline right for Derek Mears, didn't we? The guy I wanted to see the most.
Of course, he played Jason in Friday the 13th, the reboot in 2009.
Right.
The reboot.
Unbelievable.
Wait a minute. So there was 12 movies, and then they rebooted it?
Well, they rebooted it. It still counts. But it was a retelling of Friday the 13th.
Correct.
Where they took all the best parts from 2, 3, 4, and 6.
That's kind of interesting.
And combined it into one movie.
2, 3, 4.
Right, with a small 3-minute beginning showing Jason's mother from the first one.
And you know who that was? The actress that was Nana Visitor. She was on Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
Unbelievable, right?
Nana?
Yeah.
Nana Visitor.
That's her name?
Yeah,
Nana Visitor?
Nana Visitor.
Jesus.
Nana used to visit me all the time when I was a kid.
Yeah, I guess so.
Different Nana, though.
Take your temperature.
And Derek Mears was an unbelievable man.
You want to talk about an electric personality. First of all, this man is beyond humble, fan appreciative. He talked to me for over 5 minutes while that line just grew behind me. But fortunately, I got first in line because TC, he's got connections at the convention, so he got me right to the front of the line.
Everybody's got a price.
So, yeah, but he took my mask, and first he stopped me, and he liked and TC will, he's got a picture of me.
I have several of the pictures that you can see on the screen right now.
Jason baseball shirt on that he had never seen before, that I had ordered before the convention, and he said, "Stop. First of all, I just got to say that is the best Jason shirt I've ever seen a fan wear."
Wow.
He made me feel very welcome. He took my mask. He told stories. He let TC take pictures of me and him while he signed it.
And I had a conversation with him about the girl in the movie.
Great guy.
That's what the con is all about, though, to leave you with that connection.
Yeah,
who
absolutely.
has the perfect nipple placement. If you haven't seen the movie, there's this stunning blonde in this movie, right? And she had...
Yeah, she's like a dirty blonde.
She had the best
like 'em
cans in the world. And she's doing some dude in the scene, and he's like commenting, "You got perfect nipple placement, baby." And she did.
We were talking about nipples last time.
And we're going to talk about all of it. But we mentioned it to Derek Mears, and he was drinking water, and he did a spit take when I mentioned that. And he had to go change his shirt because
For the other fans,
the other fans. But if you've ever met Derek Mears, he kind of looks like Kane from the WWE.
Okay.
Incredible.
But a very, very nice man. Very nice
I
man.
bet. Like I said,
Sweet guy.
Going to the cons is all about leaving you with that nice feeling.
Sure.
Oh, yeah, very
Absolutely.
polite guy.
They're not treating you like...
He was my favorite going in, Rick. Yeah. But he solidified that after I left. Let me tell you something. I didn't want to leave. I
like to hear that because, it's sometimes they're very sour. I remember Loretta Swit. Somebody tried to take her picture from afar and she went like this.
Yeah,
and
she doesn't like
$10.
she
Are you
doesn't.
kidding?
No freebies.
Like he was like 10 feet away, and he took a picture, and she just whoa, and then $10. She gave him the school mom finger.
Wow. Sean Cunningham, who is the creator of Friday the 13th, actually signed Jeff's sword twice. He signed it the first time, and he said, you know what? I'm going to sign it again. I don't particularly like that signature. He signed it twice, so he's got two.
With two different pens, one with a black Sharpie and a blue Sharpie.
Yeah, and it
at the
stands out
end,
nice.
at the end of where it says Friday the 13th, there's a decal of Jason on it, and he signed it over that. But it looks stunning. It looks great.
Yeah.
And it's like a light blue, like the color of the lake. It's like a light blue color.
It was crystal
The value
blue.
is skyrocketing as we sit here.
It is. This thing is going to be, if it's gone through the roof, gone through the roof. And who else did you meet there, CJ?
I met Sean S. Cunningham,
Right.
as you did, and we got our masks signed. And what made this trip so much more worth it is I brought the masks home and shadow boxed them, and put some custom decals on the side from myself, my collection, and TC's got one as well.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I met Ari Lehman too, Jason #1. He's a fucking wild man, let me tell you something. And I was the second person in line. And there was a couple that was in front of us, and he was telling a story about the first Friday the 13th. That part at the end of the movie when he comes up, the actress that's in the water had a go signal from Cunningham to when they were going to cue the cameras to start rolling. And he comes up out of the water and grabs her, and this is at the conclusion of the first film. And he told Ari off to the side, sort of like nobody told anybody on the set of Star Wars that Darth Vader was his father. Just told Ari, listen, there's a bubble machine underneath it. I'm going to cut the bubble machine. The actress is not going to know. I want you to pop the water and scare the shit out of her. That's going to be the take. And so he did that. And he's telling this story, and he's engaging and everything like that. He's a cool shit. And then this guy comes over and says, Ari, you got a photo op in 5 minutes. So he had to cut the conversation short with me and TC. But he was a pleasant guy. He signed my mask. He took some selfies with his machete from the movie. That's got an awesome paintbrush image of himself on it. And then we ventured off into the rest of the convention to meet other personalities.
How old a man is this Ari guy?
He's 59.
Oh,
Yeah.
the same age as me.
Great guy.
Right, yeah, as you saw the pictures on there floating on
So
the screen.
he was a kid when this movie.
He was a kid.
Yeah,
kid.
young guy.
And he did not look like that in real life,
Oh, I hope not, because I have seen that scene. you know.
Right. And we met my buddy, Ricky Dean Logan.
Oh, yeah. And I just got to say, I'm just got done raving about the 3 Friday the 13th personalities. This guy was my absolute favorite. He was a firework. He is absolutely the best guy you would ever want to meet.
Ricky Dean Logan. What did he do?
Ricky Dean Logan. I became very friendly with him, maybe like 10, 12 years ago. He was one of Griff's gang in Back to the Future 2.
Right.
Remember the hoverboard
Oh, yeah,
chase?
sure.
And he was in one of the Nightmare on Elm Streets.
Freddy's dead.
Yeah, Freddy's dead. And he's one of the nicest guys in the world. We were just standing there, and he walked up and he goes, DC? Hey, Ricky! And he fucking gave us big hugs and everything.
Jeez, that's great.
So he hooked up my man CJ over here and all that other good stuff.
He did. And it
Pays
was
to
all-
know TC Restani. I've always said that.
And
Sometimes.
people were shocked that that TC knew him anyway, but I was getting bro hugs and everything, and people were like, oh, they know this guy, he best guy you'd ever want to meet. I'm telling you, electric personalities.
Now, what's the
Super guy.
line like for these guys? Is everybody as obsessed as
They
you
can
guys
grow
are?
quick, yeah.
But you got a lot of people there, huh?
Well, Jeff had waited in the longest line for Eli Roth.
Yeah.
Yeah, while these guys were doing their hourly Lehman thing, I was I got Eli Roth. He was
Great picture, by the way.
Oh yeah, it's spectacular.
Super picture, yeah.
Yeah, like a spectacular guy, and he lit a
I'm playing around with the picture, and I made it black and white.
It's so
sweet.
good.
I'll have
Yeah.
to send that over
What
to
a
you.
great picture.
And we talked a bit about his movie The Green Inferno, which is a remake of the Cannibal Holocaust, but it's his homage to it. And I brought up the actual have you ever heard of the Mike Rockefeller from the Rockefeller family when he crash landed over there and everything? It was around the early 70s maybe, and he got kidnapped by a bunch of a bunch of native cannibals.
This is a true story?
Yeah, this is a true
Jesus.
story. But I brought this up to him. I was like, were you influenced by that? And he's like, a little bit of that. But he actually said to me, he's like, your film knowledge is pretty impressive, by the way.
It certainly is.
I was like, ooh. So I'm going to be, speaking of Cloud 9, I'm going to be on Cloud 9 for that for a while.
He should have hired you as a personal assistant.
He should have. He actually should have had you for all his marketing and trivia needs.
Yeah.
But I also brought up the movie, how much a fan of I am of Blood-Sucking Freaks. Now, that's a movie of the 70s. It's like kind of like a trauma movie. It should have been X-rated, but they slapped an R rating on it and put it in the video store, and it's mostly porn stars acting in the movie.
Who was in it?
Well,
the aerial just went right up.
The sinful dwarf there, Jesus DeLewis. You haven't heard of many of these people.
Was Buck Flower in this one?
No.
The Sinful Dwarf. I like
Sinful
that.
Dwarf.
Sounds like a bar, doesn't it?
Yeah, Seamus O'Brien, who was an Irish actor, a New York Irish actor, he was the star. He played Sardu and everything. Dan Fauci was in it. He played a police lieutenant.
And these are porn stars?
No. Dan Fauci actually ended up with a big position at Paramount because Eli Roth did his senior paper on it and contacted as many actors from the movie as we can. But I was talking who else is a big fan of Blood-Sucking Freaks is that wrestler Chris Jericho.
Oh yeah, he is.
He has a Ralphus of his own because
he did in WCW.
He used to talk about
because they used to kid Bull saying, "Are you Ralphus's brother?"
I ain't no fucking Ralphus's brother.
He didn't like that.
I've been in the business longer than Ralphus.
How much money have you made in the business?
Shut up.
He was going to join us on the program tonight, Colonel Bull Montana, but
I gotta go watch the Patriots.
so
Is that code for a sponge bath?
it could be something down there. But it was an unbelievable convention.
I'm happy for it.
Amazing.
And that's the first of the season.
It's like the horror people seem more friendly. Like I wanted to go meet John Cleese, and I heard he's a real prick.
You're not wrong.
So it's like, what am I wasting my time?
You wanted to choke him with a Monty Python.
Yeah. Put him in my 24-inch python.
So yeah,
Oh yeah.
the first in a trifecta. We got two more.
We got Chiller Theater coming up in October, and then we got the Rhode Island Comic Con coming up the first weekend in November.
Gotta be wild.
Tell you, Eddie Deason.
Eddie Deason.
You gotta hook me up with that one.
Don't worry, we'll get your Eddie Deason autograph for your friend. Yeah, don't worry about it.
He's great on Facebook.
He is.
He really is. Very interactive.
Very active, and his jokes actually make me laugh, actually.
I want to ask him, where is he getting these jokes? Because they're hilarious.
He's making them up himself. And today isn't today his mom's birthday or something?
Yeah, either that or the anniversary of his death. Yeah, she was really nice.
Because he's got to be up there.
Oh, yeah. He's
in his 70s at least.
He's very genuine when he talks. He's had some issues.
He's only 67?
Yeah, he's had some issues.
Wow, I thought he was a lot. Wow, it sounded like him there.
Yeah, wow.
I thought he was way older than that.
No. But he's very engaging and very funny.
I wouldn't even know him unless I said, wow, he's changed, huh?
Well, I'm sure he'll shave for Chiller.
I like screwing with pictures, so he posts this picture of him and Barbara Eden at a desk at a con.
Right.
And you can see people in the background. You see this background, and you see all these pens on the desk and everything. So I'm just sitting there. So I took the picture. I isolated just the two of them. I colored it, made it nice. I sent it to him. He was like, "This is awesome. How did you do this?" I'm like, "Well, every iPhone can do it." But he was like, he obviously just doesn't know he can do that.
Well,
so
there we
he was
go.
very appreciative. It's like a nice close-up of him and Barbara Eden.
That's awesome.
Now, I understand that you've had a busy week yourself.
I have.
I mean, we were out there tooling around with all the celebrities of horror.
Can I run and get my prop out of the freezer? Because if I don't, it's just going to be a disaster.
We can actually get Quincy to go get it.
Underneath, in the freezer, on the right-hand side, there's a bag of ice. Underneath the bag of ice, there's a can of something. Could you bring that to me?
Yeah, sure. Right away, sir.
I would never have thought to ask him to do
This
that.
is an exclusive. After hours exclusive.
It's an exclusive thing.
So that's one thing.
But that's the one thing. But last night, you saw a beetle.
I saw Ringo Starr. in person, and he was fantastic. He was great, as he says.
What's his real name?
Richard Starkey.
Richard Starkey.
Yes, he is the youngest and oldest Beatle at the same time. That's the trivia question from the. Speaking of Eddie Deason from the movie I Want to Hold Your Hand.
I want to roll
To win tickets to the Beatles and Ed Sullivan, they had to answer a trivia question: who is the youngest and oldest Beatle at the same time?
So the youngest because he was the last member, and the oldest by chronological age.
Exactly. Ringo was the oldest Beatle.
So they told Pete Best to take a hike, and they brought in Ringo.
Yeah, and it's funny. I was listening to a podcast recently where they asked him, because he's a Beatle aficionado in real life, Eddie Deason. Loves the Beatles, knows everything about them. He used to have a quiz that if you could answer 100 of these questions about the Beatles, you'd win $100.
Right.
And he would send it to you. But nobody's yet to answer all the questions.
You haven't?
No. This is serious stuff. But anyway, he said the reason, everyone asked Pete Best all the time, what happened? Why did they let you go? And he says, just from meeting him, he said he wasn't fun. He wasn't engaging. He wasn't clever. He didn't have that mean streak, that sort of like, he said he was just like, it's me thing, and then.
Well,
Ringo is the fun one.
Yeah,
absolutely.
They all had that sense of humor,
And they did.
But they said he just was like but he did make some money when they did the anthology, Beatles anthology film and the CDs to go. So he has made it. He is a millionaire.
Well, the last time I saw Pete Best at a Comic-Con was in Chelmsford, Mass.
Chelmsford.
And he was sharing a table with Greg Evigan.
Oh,
really?
From BJ and the Beetle.
BJ and the Beetle.
Imagine that.
But
in addition to Ringo Starr, two guys from Toto,
the
guy Colin Hay from Men at
Which
Work.
guy from Toto? Which guy's from Toto?
Oh my God, the guitarist and the
was one of their last names Williams?
Hold on, I'll tell you right now.
Because
I did write them down.
Write them down.
Did I write their names down?
I don't know. You were there.
Oh, Steve Lukather.
Yeah.
And Warren Ham. Both from.
Because the other member of Toto, his last name is Williams.
Yeah.
That's John Williams' son.
Is it really?
It is.
Wow.
Joseph Williams.
Joseph Williams.
They had the two right guys because they definitely had the sound that you were looking for. They played Africa and Rosanna and Hold the Line.
And Colin Hay was there.
Perfect.
Colin Hay
from Men at Work.
Got the biggest response after Ringo, I would say, was for Colin Hay.
One of the first albums I ever bought was Men at Work.
Great album.
Right.
Great album. They what was the one after that? Was Cargo, I think.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, Ringo, I heard, played a song that's very familiar to us down here.
He did. Should I play it?
We'll go right ahead.
I got to cue up my little speaker.
Got to cue up his little speaker there.
Yahoo's not Yahoo. YouTube's not going to come after us, are they?
They probably will, but it's...
F 'em.
This was a special request.
This is just a little... We'll just play it for like 10 seconds.
Okay, you tell me when to cut it.
And while I'm dead, I'm drinking out of my Friday the 13th koozie.
Should I hold it up here?
You have heard it whether or not you know it. Pick up the pieces.
Welcome to the After Hours with TC Restani, the podcast.
Sit down, strap in,
And get ready for After Hours. That's awesome. Now, did he give me a shout out? Before?
He did. I pointed, because he saw me with the hat, and he knew right away, and he gave me the thumbs up.
Good. Good.
But you got to remember, everybody, Ringo Starr is playing the drums on that cut.
Unbelievable.
Well, he's the drummer.
Yeah,
Peace
but
and
still,
love.
it's awesome though.
How old is he? Like 95?
84.
84.
Been a vegetarian pretty much not his whole life, but like. He sang that. This is my other video I took.
Wow.
As you can hear, Ringo sounds great.
Thanks, Ringo. Thank you over there. Cheeseball Briscoe.
But I was a little bummed that Edgar Winter didn't make it because I wanted to hear Frankenstein played live. But that's now on the bucket list.
Well, you can have, it'll happen.
It could, he's well, it's funny because I'm a little slow on the draw, sometimes because I was really taking with Ringo up there. So about 3/4 through the first song, I realized, I said to Tosh, I said, hey, the keyboardist is not an albino. that's not Edgar Winter.
Now, did you wear this shirt last night?
No, I did. I wore my Beatles shirt last night. But you obviously know the connection, right?
You have to wear your
That's
Beatles
right.
shirt.
This is my John Lennon shirt. I wore this to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame when they opened the
knew
Let
that.
It Be, Let It Be exhibit.
Right.
No, not one mother effer in the whole.
How?
ever
They
said-
can't be Beatles fans if they don't know.
Exactly. No, he has a cool shirt. Nobody else had this shirt.
Absolutely.
They sell this all over Times Square, but I ordered it online just when I went down to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Unbelievable. Speaking of unbelievable, you went to the liquor store.
I've been known to.
Oh, well, they know. All right. But you got for the first time ever, you are going to try the brand new Hulk Hogan Real American Beer.
brother.
I mean, I figured, what the hell? There's I put a little tape on here, but if you want to look at the box.
I'm going to look at the box, and you can see the picture on the screen right now. There's Ricky holding what is it, a 12-pack?
That's a 12. Only 12 packs. You can't buy a case. You can't buy a 6-pack. It's a 12.
It's a 12-pack of Real American Beer. Now,
red, white, and blue packaging. Look at that. It's beautiful.
Now, and here there's a little picture of Hulk Hogan. Caricature on the can holding the American flag.
Yeah, and I didn't know till I bought it that it's a light beer.
It's a light beer,
which I tend to drink when I drink beer. So this is good. So
I towed your car all the way to your house, and all you got from me is light beer. Now
that was Biff, right?
That was Biff.
Yeah, okay.
Now is this endorsed by Hulk Hogan? Is he part of the brewing process?
Well, they call it a novelty beer. Then it's got his backing, and I'll tell you right now, he's promoting the living hell out of it.
He was just in Boston last week.
Just in Boston. I couldn't make it to see him, unfortunately. And now he's in Illinois right now.
That's right.
And he's on like a whistle-stop tour across the country.
He was in Rhode Island a couple weeks ago.
And, I remember asking a couple of liquor stores before he came to Boston, do you have it yet? And they really just turned their nose up. This stuff is, because they're jackasses, this stuff is selling. The guy at Cappy said, I can't believe we even have any of it left, to be honest with you.
Wow.
So it's out there and people are buying it. I mean, why the hell not?
I mean, the Hulkster is Americana as apple pie.
Yeah. I mean, it was expensive for a 12-pack.
How much?
$17.
It's worth it.
Yeah, that includes a
not too
deposit.
bad,
But I mean, I can get Miller High Life. I can get a case of that for
So let's
$9.99.
examine. Let's look at this box here. We have.
That is a great box.
It's a heavy box here. And
Careful, it's open on that side.
we won't have any of the cans
We'll
going.
take some
I didn't even
pictures
notice.
of that.
They got little caricatures of a profile of the Hulkster on the box too. This is great.
And it's on the can.
This is what he was selling. This is what he was autographing when he was coming to town.
There's writing on the can.
What does it say, brother? Jesus. Does it say brother? If it doesn't say brother, I'm gonna be very upset.
America at its best, united. When united. And if there's one thing we can all agree on, it's the simple pleasure of sharing a beer. That's why we started Real American Beer, to bring people together one beer at a time, brother.
There it is.
Hulk Hogan.
It does say brother on there. All right, then
brother.
it's legit. It's legit.
Proudly serving the real American spirit.
Brother.
Get it, spirit, because it's booze.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try it for the first time.
All right, let's all be quiet. Let's have him.
I used to do this on the jukebox with Miller High Life, but okay.
Oh, listen to that.
It's nice and cold because I had it in the freezer.
All right, here we go.
The bouquet is nice. Oh, okay. Okay. This is an excellent American light beer.
It's real American.
It's very crisp. It's very bright, and it's got a little hint of sweetness to it. It's almost like I would say, if you've ever drank a Pabst Blue Ribbon, has a kind of a sweet.
Yeah, I was just going to ask, which beer would you compare it to?
It's like a Pabst Light. If there was a Pabst Light, I would put this right in that category.
And it has the same colors as a Pabst.
Yeah,
Blue
exactly.
Ribbon, which is a sheer American beer.
I am concerned about you tonight, my friend.
He's
you
here.
and my family, sir, brother.
Does that happen when you open the can?
It does. They talk.
It just leaks out.
Little Mean Gene. Mean Gene is in there.
Mean Gene's in there.
Well, let me tell you
Ghost of
something.
Mean Gene Oakley.
Let me tell you something. This is a good beer, and I'm going to enjoy it. I just wish I had it for Labor Day, because I would have bought two.
You know,
You would have ripped right through that case.
That's right, like ripped from No Holds Barred. Now, I was wondering if our good friend the Iron Sheik was still alive.
Oh.
He loved his beer.
Yes, he did.
You think he would enjoy this?
He might have trouble with it, but I think he would be like, well, this is my fucking money for this beer. The first thing he would ask, I broke his back in Madison Square Garden. I get nothing for the fucking beer.
Fuck the Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, he's more of a fan of the German shit. Like
Yes.
Bully Girl and
Molson Ice is the one. We had to get him. Mr. TC. We
Yeah.
went to Cappy's. He goes, Mr. TC, if St. Pauli girl, if they don't got that, Molson Ice.
He knows his beer. That's good. Those are two good ones right there.
St. Pauli's fantastic.
I bought him a piece of homemade baklava from the pizza joint down the street. He ate that, and he wiped his mouth with his
turban,
the little thing he wore on his head,
the do-rag.
Yeah, and then later in the show, Sabrina put that on her head, and Johnny Fabo there,
Johnny Fabulous.
Johnny Fabulous goes, does she know that he was wiping his mouth with that 5 minutes ago? And I said, no, don't tell her.
Don't tell her. Don't
And
tell
she was parading around.
I remember that day. You had to believe that was 14 years ago.
Oh, my God. What a day that was. It was just the greatest day ever.
And then he came back.
And he came back.
And we made the jabroni pepperoni pizza with him.
Yes. And that just came up on my feed on Facebook the other day.
Because that was September 10th, I believe it was.
I shared it. Was a picture of Doc McMurphy. We haven't seen
Wow.
him forever, and he looked great.
Good for him.
Yeah,
That was 14 years ago.
Yeah, 14. Woo.
Unbelievable. So you give thumbs up to Real American Beer?
Absolutely. I'm telling you, I'm enjoying this. I only put one in the freezer because I got a lot going on this weekend. I'm going to have the rest of it on the weekend.
You're going to keep the cans as souvenirs?
I'm going to keep some of them. You know, I was keeping them. I mean, what am I going to do with them? I mean, I'll definitely keep one of them at least.
Right.
You know? But I'll tell you right now, I mean, I wanted the...
You know what?
I wanted a Billy Beer. Remember back in the 70s, Billy Beer?
You mean from Billy Carter?
Billy Carter.
Yeah.
I would have drank that.
I think when you said Billy Beer, I think you're talking about Billy Bear from 48 Hours.
No, I wanted a Billy Beer T-shirt.
Right.
And I don't know, I'm fascinated with
You know
Billy
what we're going to
Carter.
do after the show?
What?
We're going to take a picture of you with the beer, and we're going to tweet it out to Hulk.
Oh, definitely.
You have
All right,
to.
there you go.
You
Now we're
have
talking.
to.
Now some recognition.
There you go.
Yeah, and he'll like it.
Of course
he'll
he will.
absolutely
I hope so.
like it. He was up here in Massachusetts. He visited a lot of locations, and he
did.
was signing graciously
Yeah.
all these boxes of his Real American Beer. And it's a stunning image on the
Yeah,
on the
it's
can.
a nice looking
Love
package. It is. And, and you got to be careful. I'm going to tell collectors when you go to the liquor store. I mean, I've had some dealings with the liquor industry. You got to be careful because sometimes what they'll do when they ship cases like this, they'll put a little adhesive in some of them just to keep them steady on the pallet, and that it can rip off. Like in other words, you have to inspect your 12-pack because a lot of them had the graphic was torn.
Oh, you don't want that.
Yeah, especially if you're going to have them sign it.
You don't want that. You don't want no damaged box.
No,
not at all.
Takes down the value.
Of course.
And he was strictly signing just the beer on location, free for fans.
Yeah. Like you couldn't bring
you had to buy the beer first.
Of course.
Yeah.
But you couldn't like
but
bring
you'd
your
have to
belt.
pay for the autograph, and he wouldn't sign any other paraphernalia that
Nope.
these idiots could sell on eBay. Just that.
Well, you can sell that too.
Yeah,
but-
they could.
But
I'm telling you, I'm liking this. It's really not. I'm 100% not kidding. This is good.
now look at that can right there in your hand right now.
Yeah.
You imagine drinking 186 of those in one night like Andre the Giant did?
Jesus. I can't.
There's no way a human being can drink 180 beers.
Andre the Giant did it several times. Documented.
Really? And it didn't render him unconscious?
No, because all right, Andre's drinking habits are legendary.
Yeah.
For breakfast, when he had his omelet every day, he had
Right.
4 bottles of wine for breakfast.
You're kidding me.
No. Because he started he drank because he was in constant pain.
I get it.
So he just needed to wash away the pain. And
Wow.
when he filmed the movie The Princess Bride, they filmed that in England.
Right.
And at the end of the shoot that he was there for 1 month at the hotel. Rob Reiner said this in a documentary. Guess how much his liquor tab was after 1 month in England in 1987?
Pounds or dollars?
Based on what you're telling me right now, I don't know, 10 grand.
$40,000.
40,000. Are you friggin' kidding me?
$40,000.
So he wasn't drinking Miller High Life. That's
He was,
That's no.
he was. I mean,
Top shelf liquor guy.
oh yeah, easily.
Top shelf Christ.
Easily. I mean, I think he had Hogan or somebody commented on in a day, if you were at a wrestling event and you have to get in the locker room really early, Andre the Giant in a 24-hour period would drink like 12 bottles of wine a day.
And Reiner footed the bill for that?
Well, I think Vince McMahon did. But
Yeah.
Wow. Holy shit.
Brr.
That's good stuff to know.
I can't even imagine that.
Imagine that, 186 beers in one sitting.
No,
I did 17 pints of Guinness in one night.
Wow.
That was my record.
I think 186 is like my intake for the year.
Yeah. I
Maybe.
did that in Ireland. I didn't have a hangover. It's the honest to God truth.
That's crazy.
That's good, Quincy.
You were sloppy.
Well,
Actually, I was very lucid.
Quincy, Andre drank as much booze as you do milk.
I don't know about that.
Pussy,
Quincy
pussy.
puts away 2 gallons a
Did
day.
that give him a hangover? How many beers was that?
186.
Yeah, maybe.
186 beers. How long did it take him to drink that?
Like 6 hours.
I got 187 to go to break the bastard's record. Let's go.
He
Let's
could
do
eat
it.
that tub of cheese balls in 30 seconds.
That's right. That along with villagers.
I wonder if he would eat those.
Ooh, Andre?
Andre, yeah.
It was, why not?
Because he's French. I think he'd be eating like real dainty cheese with a little knife and everything. Oui.
I don't know.
French aren't big on the consonant at the end of the word. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
I've discovered this recently.
Oh, is that why like Pat Patterson used to go? They went banana.
Yeah, well, that's well, and they'll say filet mignon. They don't like filet mignon like most normal people would say.
So that's why they shop at Tajay.
Exactly. That's how you French it up.
Oui. Unbelievable. So Hulk Hogan beer.
Highly recommended by Ricky Bittman.
9 on 10.
Huh?
9 on 10. There's no perfect beer.
What?
You would give it a 9 on 10.
I'm sorry. I'd give it like an 8.5.
8.5. That's good enough for
only
me.
just to be fair, you know what I mean?
Good enough for me.
Let's not be crazy.
He would drop the big leg on you.
All right, we'll give it a 9.
Yeah, 9.
I don't want to piss off Hogan, but I'm just like, I don't want people to say about pushover, but by the same token, that's a good score for a beer.
It is a good score.
For what they call a novelty brew. But I'll tell you
It's
right
up
now,
there with the tops.
you can. I really didn't know it was a light beer till I really looked at the box today.
Now, is that the only brand that he sells?
That's
Does he
it.
any other variation of that beer?
No IPAs. Don't fucking IPAs. Can I go off on this for a minute?
Go right ahead,
Every
go
time
right
you go
ahead.
to a brewery, you say, "Well, what do you got for beer?" Well, we have some great IPAs.
And there's like 20 to pick from.
I hate IPAs.
What does
they
IPA
take
stand for?
India Pale Ale.
Right.
And I don't even know what that means. All I know is like they might as well say we have some terribly awful bitter beers for you that we can give you. And that
Yeah, a lot of them have an aftertaste.
I just don't like it. But it's just they push them. I can understand people liking them, but the first thing out of every server's mouth is, "Well, we have some great IPAs." I'm like,
Yeah.
"No, you don't."
I'm a Sam Adams guy.
Nothing wrong with Sam Adams. Boston Lager, one of my favorite beers. One of the best Sam Adams I ever had. It was a snowy day. And this is something you'll like. You know how you like atmosphere and stuff like that? It was a very snowy day. It was around Christmas time. I was waiting for the lady I was with at the time. She was doing some shopping. I went into the Union Oyster House. And I ordered a bowl of clam chowder and a giant ice-cold Sam Adams Boston Lager, and the snow was falling on City Hall Plaza. And I can remember it as if it was yesterday. It was one of the nicest moments of my life.
Was it a thick clam chowder?
It was a very thick
Chowder.
The spoon can
Chowder.
stand up.
Definitely. That's where you get the good chowder. At
That's
the
where you
Union
get a
Oyster.
good clam
At least you
chowder.
did on that day, and it was just a perfect day.
And they only make good clam chowder right here in Massachusetts.
That's right.
Nowhere else in the country.
Well, Maine has good clam chowder.
Well,
Nah. We give them a run for their money.
All right, fine. Well,
We're
we'll have to have-
Massachusetts. We
Next
have the
summer,
best
well, maybe we'll
clam
have to go.
chowder.
Maybe we'll have to go on a clam chowder hunt.
none of that Manhattan clam chowder.
That's
or that
ca-
Rhode
it's
Island.
It's like water.
That's ketchup.
Yeah. Screw that.
Blech.
You get a nice lobster bisque, too.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with that. That's good stuff. I like lobster, provided we have it at the Nordic Lodge, so I don't feel like I'm...
Yeah, but you have to mortgage your house now to go there.
But it's just the whole idea that I'm not going to get every little bit out of it. I'm just not going to. I'm going to eat the tail.
You don't
I'm going
work
to eat
the
the
legs.
claws. Screw that. Right?
Yeah,
Just
it's a
go
lot
up
of
and go
effort,
again.
man.
Or
My
as our
grandmother
good-
used to do that.
Or as our good friend Mel goes, Schmuck, I just want the tails. I don't want the claws, just the tails.
Tails and the claws and the knuckles is delicious.
That's the good
man.
stuff right there.
I'm not giving that to anybody.
Remember the Hilltop used to have that awesome lobster pie?
yeah.
Yes. You know, you get one of those now is up at the. It's called the Wells Maine Steakhouse. They do
Okay.
a great lobster pie
Oh,
up there.
next summer maybe. We'll have to
Surf
check
and
it out.
turf. Frank Jafritas.
Oh God.
The best. I'm pissed that they're gone now. Pissed.
Yeah, I
One
ate
of my
there before
favorite
they
spots.
closed, and it was really not good. I was
Yeah, he
very
sold out in
disappointed.
what, like the early 90s, late 80s, and then it just went downhill.
It was bad.
It was horrible. So,
Remember the valleys?
oh God, yo, Bonanza, remember those?
Oh God! You know what? You still got down. You still got down in Florida. You got what's the one? Golden Corral. And
Okay.
all those ones. Bonanza Steakhouse is actually still open down there.
There. All right, I don't know if it's still open, but 20 years ago,
Yeah.
we went to Laconia Bike Week. Remember we went out up there? We were
Oh,
taking
geez,
photos
yeah,
and whatnot.
yeah.
We drove by and it was a Bonanza. It was like, because I remember the orange sign.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute, is that a Bonanza?
Yeah.
I mean, what is this, 1981?
Yep. Remember those steaks? That was great.
I used to go there all the time with my grandparents. That and the Ground Round. If you got a peanut allergy, you better not go to the Ground
love the
Round.
Ground. Listen,
It was fantastic.
done. Valleys is still open? I mean, Bonanza?
No. I was just saying my favorite is Jimmy's Steakhouse in Arlington.
Oh, my mother used to go there for the scallops all the time.
Yeah,
Is that the
yeah.
same as one on Route 1?
Blow your mind steak and lobster pie duo.
Right.
And you get a nice cold beer to wash it down with.
That's done.
The,
It's gone.
the Hulk Hogan beer is gone.
Go back and look and when I open this to when it's done. I don't screw
Crush
around.
that can, brother. Well, actually, don't crush
crush
that
it.
can.
Want me to rinse this out?
We're
You
going
can-
to
I'm gonna
save
save
that
that.
as
We're
a
gonna-
souvenir.
I'll rinse it out for you.
That's historic. That's the first Hulk Hogan beer you drank.
Yeah.
Oh, look at
Want me
that.
to sign it?
Sentimental.
I think you should sign it.
I will then. All right.
All right, thank you. It was unbelievable.
Been a long time since I signed
So I'm getting through my earpiece now. Then we're going to have to take a big time commercial break. When we come back, we have some birthday wishes we have to say. And I'm seeing you have some other list over there that you
I
have?
just have some notes of things. I mean, we already talked about that, and I want to talk about another beer that might pique people's interest.
Okay.
And I made some notes about what I have a pop culture question for you guys, and if we want to talk about things I hate about fall.
All right. Well, we'll be right
Beautiful.
back after this big time
And anything else.
commercial break.
Hi, this is Quincy Briscoe. To all my fans, don't drink and drive.
Alrighty, welcome back from that commercial break. Quincy, don't drink and drive, and Ricky Bittman's over there sucking down a beer.
Yeah. You gonna tell on me, you snitch?
All right,
You know
talk
what
into
they
the
say about
Talk
me.
into the
I don't
microphone.
plan on doing any more driving tonight.
Oh, I'm gonna.
No.
Listen, I only had one beer, officer. I'll be fine.
That one beer is enough.
No, well, just one.
No.
Yeah,
One
yeah.
beer.
You're not gonna let me drive home on one beer,
Why don't
officer?
you like,
He's got to alert Fritz, the
leave car
doorman
here, call your
downstairs, to
wife.
call the Boston police.
No, I can't tell my wife I've been drinking.
No.
Officer,
All right,
cut me a break.
Quincy, we'll keep an eye on him, okay?
We'll take them all.
We got a designated
It's
driver.
one beer.
We got a
One
designated
beer
driver.
is enough.
That's right.
Park the car here, call your wife.
I don't.
Leave the car here and go
Looks
home
like
with your
you're
wife.
I-
Uber City buddy.
Yoink. Or as they say, yeet.
Yeah.
All right, Quincy, go back. All right, Quincy, you keep an eye on him. Make sure he doesn't drive that Winnebago.
First thing you should have done was grab the keys, officer.
All
A little
right.
slow in the draw there.
We're here in the month of September. As we're recording this is on September 19th. My good friend Jamie is his 53rd birthday. He's been a friend of mine since
53?
Since he's been 5 years old. Happy birthday to him.
Happy birthday, Jamie.
But we got 3 big birthdays down here for Restani Production.
Wow.
Coming up this week.
I'm excited.
Tomorrow, the 20th, our executive producer, Miss OMG Abby, it's her birthday.
Wow. How old is she, 11? She looks 11.
I think she's going to be 20.
25.
She's yelling at me in the air, but she doesn't care. She said she's going to be 27.
Oh, what a great age that was.
27.
To be 27 again,
Yeah.
man.
Oh, my God.
Then on the 23rd,
Yeah.
Airwolf Chris, our former TV director.
He's got to be up there.
I think he's 44.
That's not bad. Jeez, I would have said older than
Still a
that.
young chicken.
Yeah, he is.
And then, of course, on the 26th, the legend himself, Colonel Bull Montana.
Oh, I thought it was him.
No, Quincy's until October 20th.
Okay, I knew it was close.
Colonel Bull Montana's birthday is on the
Legend.
26th.
70.
He's close. He's going to be 68.
Legend.
The Colonel is going to be 68 years young.
God.
We're going to have to take him out, get him some food.
Remember when we had his 50th birthday down here?
I do remember
and
that.
Jerry Pearlswig was here, and the rabbit guy with the magic and
Wow.
the bull pinata.
I do remember that. That was a good episode.
Remember how long it took him to break that
yeah,
thing open?
Yeah. Oh, my God.
And we got him that shirt, the MILF Hunter shirt.
We're going to do a
MILF Hunter.
best of collection of all the shows.
It's all on YouTube. That's what they're for.
Good thing you made that mask light box for him. It would still be sitting in a pile.
It's true. Oh, man.
All right, so you have a list of fun things here.
Well, I got a question for you.
All right, let's hear the question.
All right, now Beetlejuice just came out.
Beetlejuice.
The movie, right?
Right.
So I was listening to a podcast the other day. Now, has anybody at the table seen it?
I have not. I've seen the original.
No.
Have you heard anything about it?
I heard it's pretty good.
Okay, so the question that they were talking about in the movie is, I was listening to Tell 'em Steve Dave and Brian Quinn of Impractical Jokers had gone to see it, and they were talking about it, and they did a, spoiler alert, as they said, but we're not going to spoil anything. He says, when it's revealed in the film who Beetlejuice actually was before he died,
Ooh.
he goes, it was absolutely hilarious. I was floored. I can't believe they did that.
Okay.
It was great.
If you want to do a spoiler, we're going to do it because I don't care. Do you care?
I don't
Does
care
anybody
either, but
care?
I don't know who it was.
All right.
And I haven't looked it up or anything.
Oh, that you knew who
I don't know.
was.
Because I wanted to be surprised.
Okay. Well, let's take a guess. Who do you think he was?
I can't even imagine. Jeff Conway? I don't know.
I crank called him once.
Oh, that's right. Macho.
Who was Beetlejuice before he died?
Yeah.
That's
Maybe we can find out by the next episode.
maybe if if it's a Tim Burton production,
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's probably Vincent Price because that was his idol. That's just
I don't
that's just
know.
a guess. That's just a
I-
guess.
I have no idea.
I mean, Don Rickles was still alive when Beetlejuice 1 came out, so it wouldn't be him.
Crazy. I just spoiled it for myself, and I won't say anything.
Well, show me. I won't say anything.
I don't care. I'm trying to find out. I'm not going to go see it.
Well,
I think it's absolutely friggin' ridiculous when you hear
Oh,
this.
okay. All right. Because they were like thinking it was the greatest thing ever.
it's nobody.
No. It says here on the fact check computer that before he became a ghost, Beetlejuice was a Middle Eastern man who died by choking to death after attempting to hang himself while drunk.
That was it?
Yeah, that's fucking stupid.
I thought it would have. I was like, I was
Wait,
trying
so
to be like,
Beetlejuice was David Carradine?
like Elvis or something, you know, something good.
I was
That's a
hoping
joke.
nobody remembered that. I'm one of my idols.
His
David-
name was Bosman.
Bosman.
Well,
Yeah.
okay, tell him, Steve Dave, that sucked.
Okay.
All right.
Now, I heard the complete opposite of what TC heard. I heard that the movie was not good, and I really wanted to see it because I love the '88 film, and I'm just withholding from going, and I don't even know if it's up anymore until it's free on cable or on streaming free.
Nowadays, it's like a month.
It's actually streaming in October for Halloween.
Yeah.
Perfect. Then I'll
there you
watch
go.
it then.
Yeah.
All right, so why do you hate fall?
Well, do we want to go there? Does anybody else have anything to talk about? I just made notes in case we ran out of luck. But I don't like fall. I don't like it at all.
Why don't you like fall?
Because I
Best
don't like
season, man.
I don't. I like the warmth. I like the sun. I mean, God, it gets dark.
Were
so
you
early.
Beetlejuice before you?
That would've
You
been
got
good.
football. You got hoodie weather.
Football sucks now because the
You
Patriots
got
suck.
the beautiful foliage in this area.
No, the foliage is because you got to rake those sons of bitches up.
So what's your
and-
favorite season, brother?
Summer.
Oh, see, he likes to sweat his ass off, not me.
Oh, I would say right now, if I was down the Cape with a 12-pack of these,
So be a snowbird. Just fly down south.
I mean, I do. I'm actually scheduled to be in Aruba in a few weeks, and then after that, it's Orlando. So I do get away from the cold, but I don't like fall.
I love it.
I don't like this whole obsession people have with apple picking. Have you ever done apple picking? Have you ever?
I have gone apple picking, but I haven't gone in a long time.
I've got little kids, so
see,
yeah,
that's just
I
it.
do take them.
But parents are nowadays, and parents are different now than when
Yeah,
you had.
no, I get it.
I mean, can you only imagine the parents of today? If somebody cuts their kid off, and and what the
Yeah,
hell?
it can
I
be a
mean,
little rough.
and I just can't even imagine. And I said to my buddy one time because he's got two sets of twins. Took them and his neighbor's kids and all. They all went apple picking. He said it was the most miserable day of his life. Everybody was. It was first of all.
I love it.
It was too hot.
Yeah,
because
I hear
it's
you.
still warm in October, but everyone starts like
be.
dressing like it's. It's
breaking out the flannel.
Yeah. Oh, it's sweater weather, and everyone's like overdressed, and they're getting all heat struck, and they're sweating, and the kids are miserable, and all that, and they don't. And then they wait in line for these goddamn apple cider donuts, and
Oh, those are the best.
Yeah.
I'm sure they are, but you know what? Is it
Farms
worth
in
the?
North Andover's got the
Can't
best
they
ones. Oh,
speed the
so
process up a little bit for people? Can't you go in and just get the donuts without this waiting in the line, and everyone's pissed, and
What a
everyone's
grump,
upset?
man.
I am. I'll tell you right now, I got a hair across my ass about fall. There's no question. I just hate it, and everything is pumpkin spiced.
Yeah.
I mean, they have pumpkin spice douche now, I think, for crying out loud. So, and the latest thing, I was in Market Basket the other day. There was a big Gaylord. That's what they call these big boxes full of pumpkins. And you know what it said?
What?
Sugar pumpkins, 65 cents a pound. What the fuck is sugar pumpkins? Have you ever heard the term?
Yeah, they're the white ones, right?
See, he gets out more than I do, obviously.
Yeah, yeah.
But 59 years
I
old,
hear
I
you.
never heard anyone
Sugar
say,
pumpkin.
"Oh, do you have the sugar pumpkins?" I mean, I knew a girl in high school we used to call
They're
it
good for
sugar
pie.
pumpkins, but hey, sugar pumpkins, come in.
Now, I like fall, not because of sugar pumpkins.
Thank you. At least I'll
right.
accept.
I like fall because you get to go. It gets into that spooky season that we like
the
going to
dark
those.
arts. No thanks.
We like going to those horror, those horror, not the conventions, but like the horror parks and whatnot.
Spooky. Well, Spooky World and the Witch's Woods is the last one.
We got to
went
go to the Witch's Woods. We got to go back to that one.
no,
and I know CJ wants to go to that one.
Oh, absolutely.
But 1997 was the first time I got Alice Cooper at Spooky World.
And who did we meet that day?
Mario. We
Jesus.
certainly did.
Now that's spooky.
That is it's kind of an omen.
That'll never fall out of our memory.
I met Tom Savini that day too. Yeah, he was right off the set of From Dusk Till Dawn. So everybody was
that would be
psyched.
cool to meet him.
So that's because you don't like apple picking and sugar
And
pumpkins.
I don't like Halloween either. I hate Halloween.
Why do you hate Halloween?
First of all, people. It starts in August now. People putting shit out. Okay.
Christmas starts in August.
And you know what I felt about? Remember, there was a couple years ago I was bitching about the lady on my street that had the pumpkin out on Thanksgiving.
no.
Pumpkins got to go because I'm telling you right now,
all
they
rotted?
they rot on the doorsteps
Yeah.
and everything. It's terrible. I do like carving pumpkins though. I carved one with the Patriots logo on it one time and took it to the game.
Nice.
We were tailgating, and the NBC or whatever camera came by and shot it, and it was on the television.
There you go.
When they went to, there was like bumper. Is that what they would call that? Bumper? Like
It would be a bumper,
Yeah.
a bump shot.
They showed, and they were dun, 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 the football, and they was a shot of my pumpkin, my jack.
Yeah, we're back, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Look at that pumpkin over there.
Yeah, it's festive
I
jack-o'-lantern.
wonder if that's a sugar pumpkin.
I never heard the term before.
But I have seen them at Market Basket. Yeah. I went there shopping a couple of weeks ago, and they're outside, and it said sugar pumpkin.
And they're supposed to be like a smaller brand of pumpkin. They don't have, I mean, who's eating them, first of all?
I think maybe just for display. I don't think they're eating them.
But why go through the trouble of calling them sugar pumpkins? And I hate Indian corn. People hanging on the door.
Okay.
That's a symbol. There's something dark about that.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
speaking of dark, this
they're good
one's
for
real.
pies, man.
I mean, what's in that beer?
Nah.
If I had a few more, I'd really tell you what I hate
Is
about
that a pumpkin flavored beer?
it. No, that's another thing they ruin. They ruin beer this
Yeah.
time of year. They ruin it.
You don't need the pumpkin beer. You don't need
No.
the pumpkin
Yeah, pumpkin
coffee.
spice.
No,
It's
no.
crazy.
And they put that what are they the cinnamon around the edge of the. Oh, come on. Dries your lips out. I mean, it takes all the moisture from your lips. It just takes them out.
I'm not a fan of pumpkin taste either.
Yes.
Not even pie?
No. I'm a fan of squash, butternut squash.
Yeah.
But not a fan of the pumpkin.
Funny you should say that, because I spoke to somebody on the inside at Boston Beer who does Sam Adams Pumpkin Ale. They don't use pumpkin, they use squash. They
cheaper.
buy up all the squash.
That's why it's delicious.
Yeah, the canned squash, and that's what they
It's
use.
cheaper
Yeah.
than sugar pumpkins.
The pumpkin is a squash, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a gourd.
It's
You
a
know,
gourd.
Decorative gourd.
I went
Like a
back.
turnip.
Oh, turnips. Ooh,
that's good.
Turnips is good in Irish thing there. I should
boiled dinner.
Boiled dinner.
Boiled
Yeah,
dinner, yeah.
Oh, wow.
My mother's
Well,
gonna
you
kick
know,
me in the head now.
I do like turnip.
But I was in an old neighborhood friend. His name is the Captain. We call him the Capper.
Capper.
I don't know if you've ever met the Capper.
I don't think I have.
He was actually, excuse me, a friend of one of my uncles.
Mm-hmm.
He's this salty old dude. He could be. I don't know if he likes fall or not. But he calls me T.
Oh, I like that.
He goes, T, come here. And I've known this guy. I mean, I've known this. What are you looking at here on the phone? I'm telling a good story. What are you talking? What is that?
Oh, nothing. We were doing a quick Patriot score
Oh, who
check.
cares? We're talking about the captain here,
Well,
Capper.
go ahead. Talk
let's
about
just say
Kappa.
we're
I'm
not
checking the
missing
score,
anything.
man.
Let's just say we're not
Nah,
missing
it's
anything.
fucking disaster of the
Jets.
team already.
And
Hate the Jets, too.
Yeah, great, fine. Don't be a pilot then. All right. You'll let me finish this. T will be. Capper will be very upset. He put me aside. And he goes, T, I've known you my whole life, or your whole life. Listen to your little radio show. He goes, can you do a question thing on the thing for your good friend Capper? I said, sure. And he goes, is it wrong to still crank one out to a dead celebrity chick?
Oh, man. Yes, it is wrong.
And I said, no.
I would say no. I mean,
And he goes,
it is what it is, right?
and he goes, on your show, ask your friends,
Okay.
what dead celebrity would they still crank it out to?
All right.
So I'm going to start with Jeff, because Jeff's down there staring into space, thinking of an unbelievable answer. Jeff, what female celebrity that's dead would you still crank it to?
Most likely, Marilyn Monroe.
Marilyn Monroe.
Wow.
Okay.
Not who I would have picked. Now, this is the honest to God's truth. May God strike me dead if I'm lying. I'm related to Marilyn Monroe.
You are?
Yes.
Wow.
Honest to God.
What was her real name?
Are you kidding me? You don't know her real name?
Was it Norma Jean?
Norma Jean Baker.
Bates.
Oh, that's right.
My grandfather, before he died, Charlestown guy, did one of those lineage tree programs.
Wow.
He spit in a cup.
Yeah, he did a little bit more than that. But anyway,
I'm out of here.
he paid for this program, and they got back to him. And as it works out, I am 2 cousins over from being related from my grandfather on my grandfather's side from being related to her.
Wow.
Isn't that something?
Yeah, amazing.
So Jeff is cranking one out to your cousin.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
There's fighting words in
It's
Southie.
all right.
Now, you're going to find out if Jeff has any dead female superstars that he's related. You can crank out in return.
Now, I'm a married man, so I can't really be cranking it to any of the females. But facetiously,
If you could.
If you could.
Brittany Murphy.
Really? Interesting.
wow.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
very cute girl.
I don't know. It's just something about her, man.
Yeah.
She had that raspy voice and that spunk. I really loved that. I mean, if you ever saw her in Sin City, to die for.
And she was Luann on King of the Hill.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Died way too young, man.
Ricky Bittman.
I'll tell you right now, I have no trouble admitting it. Marilyn Chambers.
Really?
Yeah.
The Ivory Snow Baby?
Yeah, she's dead, and I'll tell you right now, she did it for me as a kid. I'll tell you, I found a book with her in it, and that changed my life. That was it.
We met her a bunch of times. She's very nice.
And she's from this area, like down in Rhode Island or something.
Down in the South Shore region of the.
Really?
Yeah, she's local.
Right.
Didn't know that.
And I always thought she was beautiful. There was something, and she was just like a tigress. She was very lithe. She wasn't these big giant boobs either. She's nice little nipples like little rocks. Like, there's something about it. Just did
Symmetrical.
Yeah, and when she had the curly hair, she was cute. When she had the straight hair, she was cute. When she got a little older, she was cute. She shouldn't have got the boobs though, but I mean, she should have just stayed.
All right, so you're going with Marilyn. There's two Marilyns on the. I'm not
Look at
picking
that.
Marilyn Munster by any chance of the means.
The first Marilyn Munster was fine. Second one, kind of matronly, if you ask me.
Okay, well,
Pat Priest.
That's Bull's girl. Bull love Pat Priest.
Does he?
Oh, he went crazy over it when she was over at the Bayside Expo, like 30 years ago.
I love the Munsters, but that first Marilyn, she was sweet.
Okay.
Can't remember her name.
All right,
but
well,
the two Marilyns.
there you
The
go.
first one was good.
Fantastic.
All right, so when would Diana find out?
Miss Elizabeth.
Okay, yeah, now.
Oh, well, how did I not know?
I picked the dirtiest girl, obviously.
Well, after Marilyn Monroe, there's I would go with Betty Page. She was.
Oh, now you're
Betty
talking,
Page.
Jeff. Now you're talking. That's a prime piece right there.
Right.
Yeah. I like a brunette too, which is unusual. I went with Marilyn Monroe. I mean Marilyn Chambers, but Betty Page. My friend Quick turned me on to her.
Really?
Yeah.
But TC snapping his Slim Jim to Elizabeth.
Oh yeah.
All these nice, decent women, and I went with
She
Marilyn
was
Chambers.
gorgeous, man.
Yes, but
Gorgeous.
the Capper, if you're listening, we answered you.
Yeah.
He didn't tell me who he would do
I was
it.
going to
though.
say, I mean, who's he?
I'm gonna have to find out when I go visit
I
him
want to
again.
know because
All right, this guy's like in his 80s, so God only. I mean, he's someone who was popular back in like the 30s.
Lily St. Cyr.
You know,
Look
Barbara
her up.
Eden.
Look her up. She was a burlesque dancer in the 50s.
Yeah,
Lily
probably say-
St. Cyr.
Probably say Betty Boop or something.
In fact, I'm going to show you a picture of Lily St.
God.
Cyr. She was in burlesque. She probably played down in Scully Square back in the day.
What's her name?
Lily St. Cyr. I'm going to show you a picture of her.
Lily St. Cyr.
Yes, she's very, very
Now, can
hot.
we show this picture on the air?
You might, yeah, as long as it's not a nude. I don't think she really did nudes. She was a burlesque dancer, you know?
Burlesque.
Where's her face?
We cannot show any Marilyn Chambers pictures.
Good. No.
I don't think
Jeff,
it's-
didn't you have a picture with Marilyn Chambers?
When did she?
Somewhere I did. Like it. You'd know better. You'd know better than me.
Because
I don't remember.
It was at that convention that you almost died.
She has like those devilish looks, you know?
Oh yeah. I did. Yeah.
That's a nice picture.
This woman kind of looks like if Kim Basinger and Lucille Ball had a kid.
Yeah. Very
attractive,
exotic looking.
Very,
yeah.
very mature looking woman.
Now you're probably saying, Ricky Bittman, how do you ever know about Lily St. Cyr?
How do you know about Lily St. Cyr?
There's a great scene in The Honeymooners when Ralph tries to hire a maid.
Yeah.
And he goes out and he hires a maid. And of course, Norton comes down and he's got a little bell with him because Ralph told him to buy it, you know,
Right.
so he can ring for his maid. And they get 2 rooms in their house and they hire a maid. Now the maid looks like Lurch. Okay, she's big. She got her shoulders up to here and everything. But when Norton comes down, she's in the bedroom putting on her uniform, and he says, "Hey, Ralph, did she look anything like that maid that helped Lily St. Cyr into the bathtub full of wine?" He goes, "What?" He goes, "Did she look anything like the maid that helped Lily St. Cyr into that bathtub full of wine?" He goes, "No, but she looks more like the guy that installed the bathtub."
Well, it wasn't a bad looking head.
No,
I mean, had that like 1930s,
oh no,
40s.
she was hot, but I'm just saying. The maid didn't look hot. That's what I'm trying to. The maid, that Ralph.
No maids on TV ever look good. Alice didn't look good.
Every maid on Benny Hill always looked like.
Well,
a
that's
fox.
Benny Hill.
She
Okay,
was the girl.
I'm talking. Can you think of one other than Terry Copley on We Got It Made? Remember that show?
That's true. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, Alice wasn't hot.
Alice wasn't hot. Obviously, Florence on The Jeffersons wasn't hot.
Yeah, in Different Strokes, that old bag there.
Oh, which one? There was 3 of them.
the last one they had.
Oh, that was Pearl.
Pearl, yeah.
The one in the middle was Adelaide.
Adelaide, yeah, and
And the first was Mrs. Garrett.
Right.
there had to be a hot maid.
Facts
There
alive.
had to be a hot maid.
Let's tap into Jeff's mind. He must know someone on TV or in a movie that was a maid that was attractive?
Clue. But she wasn't actually the maid, was she? Yvette.
And she was running around in the maid outfit.
Colleen Camp, right?
Colleen Camp, but she was actually a spy. She was actually one of Mr. Barty's trained spies, but yeah, she was supposed to be the maid. But
Definitely
no,
not
I
Nell
can't
Carter.
Yeah, somebody who was a maid that... Jerry Seinfeld had a girl that was a maid, but then she stopped being a maid and just slept with him. He's still paying her.
Yeah, she was hot, man. I mean, that rap.
Yeah,
is incredible.
that's nice.
We got a picture of a vet on the screen right now.
There she is.
Hot maid.
That's her name, Colleen Camp. Who went on to be, she married Tackleberry at Police Academy too.
David Graff.
Right.
Hot maid.
Is David Graff gone?
He's long gone.
taken from us?
But he's not on the list of people that we want to bang.
No. Speaking of that,
What? It's people we want to bang?
no, Police Academy isn't something brewing with Police Academy this month?
Rhode Island Comic Con. We got two that I haven't. We got like G.W. Bailey, Captain Harris, and Lieutenant Proctor, Lance Kinsey. So sad that I actually know the actor's name to Proctor, but Lance Kinsey himself will be there.
Oh, that's
Gutenberg coming?
Gutenberg is going to be there.
Wow.
Very nice guy.
Very positive guy. We were talking about
Yeah,
him. Very
he's
positive.
on all his
First
posters.
time I met him, he was just sitting back. It was his first Comic Con. He's so I lifted up the like his desk and I was like, "Hey, you got any whores under there?" Oh, he thought it was hilarious. He was like,
speech.
That's great. I wish.
My
Whoa,
favorite,
whoa."
one of my favorite pictures I took at that chiller is Jeff. Remember you were there hanging at that after party with Steve Gutenberg and Tracy Lords?
Oh, yeah.
Tracy Lords.
If I find the picture, it's on the screen right now. You
nice.
you're just hanging with them.
Yeah. I was like, "Oh, come here. You gotta."
Yeah, snap
this,
away.
snap this. Me, Tracy Lords, and Steve Gutenberg.
That's amazing.
It was amazing.
His first slide.
Good speech. I love Police Academy. Never saw it in the theater, obviously.
Well, you didn't have a grandfather like I did.
No, that was
Still trying to figure
Blockbuster
out if there was
City
a
for
hot
me.
maid on television.
It don't say Rosie from the Jetsons either.
I can't think of any maids.
I'm telling you, just Terry Copley from We Got It Made.
Did Brittany Murphy portray a maid? Because then I would do
That
her.
would work.
I don't know. You would know.
Yeah, I would.
I just searched hot TV maid. And there's
Nothing came up.
Nothing.
So we'll have to put that out to the fans out there. If you know of a movie or a TV series that we don't know about that had a character on it that was a maid, not just a guest star, but like a full-time, maid. I mean, I guess if you're a woman out there, I guess they
There
could
you
say
go.
Tony Danza from Who's the Boss.
You think she's hot?
I guess
she
you
was in a
could.
movie called Maid.
No.
She's a recent actress.
She looks like Gollum.
Was Maud a
Well, we
maid?
won't
She
say what
wasn't
the actress'
attractive,
name
but
is.
was Maud a maid?
No, Maude was not a maid.
I don't. I remember the show, but I don't remember the show.
You know who was Maude's maid on that show?
No.
Florida from Good Times.
Oh, and that's how she got her own show.
And they moved them to Chicago because Maude took place in Queens. And James on the show, John Amos, his character's name wasn't James, it was Henry.
That's right.
And then they cast a guy to play his father on Good Times, and his name was Henry.
Look at that.
So-
And there it is.
There,
you know David Letterman wrote for Good Times?
because he was Jimmy Walker's writer.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, him and Leno did too.
I thought I really came on to something there. I should know better.
No. If you go back to, oh God, it was actually there's a picture. I don't know where it is, but it was an episode of Good Times, and JJ was in jail,
Yeah.
and he was sitting next to a thug, and it was Jay Leno.
Really?
Yeah.
No shit.
So
I
Wow.
like Jay Leno.
Jay Leno's a very, very nice
A
guy.
local guy.
Not very well respected.
Jeff, of course, met him.
Oh yeah, yep. He was hammered.
He was hammered.
Nice. I like that.
I don't know if he had any Hulk Hogan beer, but he was hammered that night.
It's a pretty good beer, the Hulk Hogan.
If you watch it on YouTube, there's the picture of Jeff and Jay Leno
Look at that.
that was taken in Harvard Square. What was it, like 2 or 3 in the morning when he came back?
Yeah, something like that. But it was a fun night. We just hung out and and he came out. He was hammered. He said, "Hey, what's up, TC? What's going on?"
That's right, he
And
did.
I'm
He
like,
Did was TC, yeah.
And he goes, say hi to Salty for me.
That's great.
It is great. You gonna have when are you gonna have another can of Hulk
Well,
Hogan?
I only chilled one. I can't drink warm beer.
Well, we got Quincy, and his security force won't allow him.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because friends
Snitches get stitches.
That's right.
Because friends don't let friends.
No.
You will have a whole lot of stitches if you continue this stuff and go behind the wheel.
Don't do anything to that can. It's historic. Put the can down.
No, I won't.
I'm going to drink
can.
8 more
Because,
of these.
you know, I mean, we ran that commercial earlier
Not
on.
now, you
8 more. I'm going to
Quincy?
drive right down Main Street, ringing a
I
bell.
don't think so.
Quincy, what is it? We ran the commercial earlier. What is it? Don't drink and what?
Don't drink and drive.
That's right. Or you end up what? Dead.
I'll say it again, ladies and gentlemen. If you
Talk
get
into
caught drinking and
the
driving-
microphone so the people can hear you.
Listen, if you get caught drinking and driving, you're either going to get picked up by the police.
If you get caught.
If you get caught drinking and driving.
I rest my case.
No. That ain't all. Because there's 2 more alternatives. Then you'll get picked up by an ambulance. Then after you get picked up by the ambulance, if you're too far gone, then what happens, ladies and gentlemen, is, after through all police departments in every town identify this, then you're going to get picked up and identified by the final call called a coroner. Now, every police department and every fire department and every paramedic and every town is going to tell you this, and every coroner and every town is going to tell you this. If you get caught drinking and driving, because you will have had too much, the autopsies and everything are going to show that this guy had like 20 cases of beer in him.
But this is real American beer.
I don't care if it's American or Puerto Rican beer,
Not drinking and driving. Call my lawyer, Tim Razzle. He'll be all set.
Wait a minute. This Puerto Rican beer?
or whoever makes the beer. I don't care what
Puerto Rican
kind.
beer is the best beer.
Well, I don't care what
This
it
is
is.
from the Hulk.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the Hulk, you know, what about, has he been known to have a few too many and get behind the wheel? Or is he going to set the example for his own pitcher?
Nah, he's got a driver. He doesn't drive.
Now, Quincy, I got to ask you this question. Which dead celebrity female do you want to crank it to?
Okay, which dead celebrity, by the way,
Oh, don't think whip it out there for a
He's
second.
sitting down.
Right next to Bittman.
who drank too much beer?
Okay.
No.
All right. Which celebrity do you want to crank it to that's dead?
Rosalind Carter.
Okay, probably one of the many dead celebrities that drank too much beer.
Okay, so
too much wine, too much
Penny Marshall?
Eddie Marshall,
Morgan Fairchild.
too
not
many
dead.
screwdrivers, and everything else
I thought she
that
was
they had
dead.
drinking. For trying to get rid of their misery instead of like doing something worthy of their time and go to charities.
Judy Garland.
Judy Garland, come.
With those shoes.
There's no
shoes.
place like home.
Judy Garland.
Those little plaid panties on.
And she's supposed to be the good one in The Wizard of Oz. But,
Supposed to be.
well, obviously, maybe the guy who the Wicked Witch of the West talked her into, like, drinking, like, come on, have another beer. Come on, have another one, and another one. That's the Wicked Witch of the West for you.
She was a school teacher. She
Yeah.
would do no
Well,
such thing.
come on.
Something tells me the witch that the house landed on was hot, and they should have kept her in the movie.
Yeah, and instead of it now, instead of dropping a house on the guy earlier, they should have dropped the house on him right from the beginning. It's like, you evil son of a bitch. Look what
People
you
make
did.
mistakes.
Yeah, well, it's an expensive mistake to pay. Look at the consequences that only she's paying, but I damn well hope she didn't hit somebody else and somebody else on the way home. How many people could have she hit, or did she hit?
6.
6 individuals she hit
number
drinking and
6.
driving. That's what happens when you get behind the wheel, when you drink and drive.
Do you think Justin Timberlake deserves
Yeah.
a break?
Yeah.
Why does he deserve a break?
He doesn't.
He doesn't. Now, what does Justin Timberlake do?
He was caught drunk driving.
Well, to my own curiosity, what kind of a trade was he?
He's a singer.
Okay, well,
Sure. I enjoy him. I enjoy his acting.
Yeah.
You know, he seems like a good enough
Jeff's
guy.
ready to forgive him.
And he banged Britney Spears.
Look at that.
well, you can do it better sober,
And he fucked her
let me
up.
add, you should wear protection.
He's
Okay?
all right.
Two things.
Wait. Don't drink and drive and wear protection. You are.
Yeah.
I used to think you were a lot of fun.
Britney Spears.
I am fun, but I'm trying to keep the fun fun.
You guys, you're the Grump twins tonight. We got,
Yeah, they don't like fall. You can't
Hey,
drink.
wait a minute. I'm talking about no rubbers and have a few pops and go for a nice ride.
Yeah, Britney
That's
Spears.
for,
I'd let
too
her
many
give me AIDS.
decorations. Well,
Jesus
there's
Christ.
way too many decorations up now.
For Halloween, yeah.
Well, Christmas, Halloween.
Halloween is the best.
Well, where's that?
The candy comes out in August.
Yeah. Now I hope that candy's fresh.
No.
Candy doesn't go bad. Chocolate
Yeah, does the candy
doesn't
go bad? Or are we gonna have fresh candy for tricks or treats?
well, we'll ask Willy Wonka about that, okay?
Yeah, even Willy Wonka, knows better than this. He owns a freaking chocolate factory.
No,
Pass it on
no.
to Charlie.
Charlie owns it now.
That's right.
Charlie owns it. And,
Willy Wonka said it best. Candy is dandy, but liquor is quicker.
He
yeah,
did say
candy
that.
is dandy, but liquor is quicker.
Yeah, so we agree.
Yeah, so
Perfect.
I could go on and on.
You
with
could,
this.
but we're running out of tape, Quincy.
Okay.
So why don't you give him the microphone so we can wrap the show up
So,
for us?
in conclusion, thank you for watching this very interesting episode. But now,
Yeah, yeah.
in conclusion, be careful driving home tonight. And remember, don't drink and drive.
Oh, man. Thanks for having us on, TC.
And
We never
And
close.
remember, we never close.
Perfect.